Hi there, welcome back. So continuing our journey on learning the neural networks, in this video we'll try to understand how a single neuron model is trained. So what does training actually mean? Training, as I already explained, means finding out the best weights that could be provided on the interconnecting edges. So for any neural network model, or say for a perceptron, if the input is coming in the form of, let's say, a data point xi which has two features, let's say xi1 and xi2, and if this is going as an input to our activation function, let's say f, and if we are getting target value y cap as the input, then what training means is to find out the weights that could be provided on the interconnecting edges. So let's say w1 is the weight that is there on the signal that is coming through the input xi1, and w2 is the weight of the interconnection or the edge that connects input xi2 to fi, to our activation function. So what training exactly means is to find out the optimal value of w1 and w2 that will minimize the loss that is happening because of applying the activation function f. Now what is loss? How is loss defined? So whatever output we obtain from a model y cap and whatever is the exact value y, the difference between these two values is called as the loss. Now there are various ways to calculate the exact loss for each of the machine learning models or AI models that we have. Let's say for we know that for linear regression the loss is calculated as, or the loss function is given as, loss equals to y cap minus y I whole square, and this I may vary from 1 to n. If there are n data points, then the total loss is calculated as I varying from 1 to n, and y at either, or the target value calculated using our model y cap I minus the exact value that was given in the data set yi whole square. So this is the loss function of a linear regression model, and this we know from linear regression or the machine learning algorithms. So I'm not going to explain linear algorithm here. If you have not if you don't understand how linear regression works, that means you have not even taken a single step on the machine learning side. Go learn linear regression first, logistic regression, then learn various kind of regression and classification algorithms, and then you can proceed with the AI or understanding how AI works or how neural networks work. So till now in our previous videos we have seen how a perceptron works, a perceptron or a logistic regression machine learning model works as a single neuron model for classifying the set of classes given to us. In this video we will try to understand and implement the way a regression model is implemented using a single neuron model. And to keep things simple, what will be which algorithm we are going to choose? We'll be choosing linear regression algorithm, because linear regression algorithm has the loss function defined just by it's very simple. The loss function of linear regression is very simple, and that is why for giving an example of how a single neuron model works, we'll be taking the linear regression model and implementing it using a single neuron model. Now there is one thing to understand about the linear regression problem, the activation function of the linear regression problem when we are implementing it using a single neuron model. So let's say this is the activation function at hand, and let's say we have our data set having let's say 2 dimensions. So for a specific point xi, the data in the 2 dimensions will be xi1 and xi2, and let's say this is the activation function of the single neural model which we are using to implement linear regression, and let's say this is the output coming out of the model. So what happens in case of linear regression, if you see it closely, let's say if W1 is the weight of the edge that is connecting xi1, the input xi1 to activation function, and let's say W2 is the weight connecting xi2 to on the edge connecting xi2 to activation function f. So if you see here, if this is the function f, then what is the input that is coming over here? What is the input that we are getting over here? What is the input? As you would have already been learning in the last few videos, the input that is going to f is of the form w1 x1 plus w2 x2. That is weighted inputs summed up together. And what is the output that we are getting out of this function? Because this is a linear regression problem. So what should be the output that should be coming out of this function? Because this is a linear regression problem, we are actually trying to find out a line or a plane that gives the minimum loss with respect to each of the points given on our data set. So what does a linear regression give as an output? It gives as an output a line or a plane. And what is the equation of a line? Equation of a line is of the form of y equals to mx plus c. M basically is the w we are calculating here, or y equals to w transpose x plus b if it is a plane that is coming out as an output. So generalizing this, what we are getting as an output over here, what we are expecting as an output, or what this function is giving as an output over here, the function gives as an output w transpose x plus b. Let's ignore the intercept for now. To keep the thing simple, let's ignore the intercept for now. So the generalized form of our output coming out of this function is w transpose x. And what do we have as the input? As the input, we have the components of w1 and w2 over here being multiplied to the respective values of x1 and x2, or dimensional features, and then being summed up. So this also turns out to be w transpose x. So if you look closely here, our input, this value, is of the same form as our output, that is this value. So whenever a linear regression is implemented using a single neuron model, you will notice that the input and the output are of the same form. And whenever in calculus you would have studied, whenever our input and output are of the same form, and there is a function being applied to reach from the input to the output, such a function is called as an identity function. So what is the quick lesson here? The lesson is whenever you have a linear regression model being implemented using a single neuron model, you will be using the activation function that is used is identity function. Now let's get back to our task of calculating the weights that connect to the inputs and the activation function. So we'll be covering this task in 3 steps, that is defining the loss function, defining the optimization, identifying the optimization problem, and then solving the optimization problem. Let's start with step 1, that is defining the loss function. So in linear regression, the loss function, as you may be already knowing, the loss function is defined as the sum calculated over the square of differences between the actual value and the predicted target value. Also, there is a regularization part that is added while calculating the loss. But for now, to keep the calculation simple, we'll be ignoring the regularization part. So we got to understand that the total loss for a linear regression model, if calculated over let's say n points in our data set, is equal to the sum of the square of differences calculated between the target and the predicted actual and the predicted target value. This loss function can be broken up for a specific point in our data set, say for the ith point, as the difference of the square calculated between the actual value given in the data set and the value predicted by our model. So if for the ith point the loss is loss is given by this formula, what will be the total loss if calculated over points from 1 to n, over all the points in our data set starting from 1 to n? It will be given by the sum of this difference, square difference. Okay, so this is our loss function for linear regression, and if broken for each specific point, it equals to this part. Okay, so moving on to step 2. Now is our time to define and understand the optimization problem, or identify the optimization problem. So as you might have already learned while learning machine learning excuse me, that optimization problem is basically about finding the optimal value of the unknowns in your loss equation, which minimize the loss. So ultimately, what is the target of a machine learning model or a AI model? It's about minimizing the loss. And how do you minimize the loss? You cannot minimize the loss by utilizing the values that you have already been given. That is the values coming in from your data set. So what is your target? Your target is to minimize the unknowns involved in your model, which is predicting the target value. So what do we have as our unknown here in this model? Our unknown here is Wi, because we have already seen that our output that is coming from our identity function is of the form of y equals to w transpose x. So w is the unknown over here, which will have, let's say, d components if your data set has d features. So this is the unknown over here. Okay, so what is our optimization problem here? The optimization problem here is given by this equation, where we are trying to find out the optimal value of w, which I have represented by w star, that minimizes the sum that which minimizes the loss given by loss that is coming up because of using a activation function that we already saw. Okay, so we are basically trying to, in the optimization problem, we are basically trying to find out the value of the unknowns, which is w here, to minimize the total loss that is happening across our model, happening because of our model. And we also have a regularization part added to it, which we are ignoring for simplifying keeping the calculations simple. Moving on to step 3. In step 3, it's time to solve this optimization problem. So just to have a quick recap, the first step was to identify the loss function. The second step was identifying and understanding the optimization problem, and the third step is to solve the optimization problem. Third and the final step, basically. So to solve the optimization problem in linear regression or logistic regression, you would have seen that for while solving the optimization problem, we basically use stochastic gradient descent to find out the optimal w's, or optimal value of the unknowns that minimize the loss. So the problem statement here is, what is the problem statement here? We need to find the optimal w values that minimize our loss function. And what is the solution? Here as well, we will be using stochastic gradient descent to find out the optimal value of w's that will minimize our loss function. The most interesting and vital part of learning neural networks is to find out how the weight vectors are calculated using any gradient descent method or stochastic gradient descent, which we are using over here. The first step is to initialize the weight vector randomly, that is the component inside the weight vector randomly. The second step is to compute how the loss function will be impacted, how the loss value will be impacted with change in each of the weight components of our weight vectors. So how do we find out the rate of change of L with respect to W? We'll be using calculus over here, and we know that we have the derivative method to find out the rate of change of L with respect to the rate of change of W. So in between the loss and our weight vectors connection coming as input over here in this function, we have the function which represents our model, using which we are planning to predict our target values. So for finding out the rate of change of L with respect to rate of change of W, we'll have to consider the rate of change of function of this function as well. So we'll see that how the the chain differentiation rule is applied. We'll see that later. For now, we are taking, in this example, we are taking a 3-dimensional data set in which any specific data point in our data set will have 3 components, xi1, xi2 and xi3, and for each of those components we'll have a respective weight associated with that. So if xi has 3 components, xi1, xi2, xi3, our weight vector will also have 3 components, w1, w2, w3, as shown over here and displayed over in this diagram. So in step 2, what we are basically trying to calculate, we are basically trying to calculate rate of change of our loss with respect to rate of change of our each of the components inside the weight vector w. Thus, what we are basically trying to calculate is the partial derivation of L with respect to W1, the partial derivation of loss L with respect to W2, and the partial derivation of L with respect to W3. This may go up to the number of times the number of components that our W vector has, and because all these W1, W2 and W3 are the components of our weight vector W, we have grouped them in the column vector as a column vector, and we have represented it using delta function, that is delta represents the derivation of L with respect to vector W. We use this representation whenever we are differentiating a function with respect to a weight vector. The last step is about using the update equation to reach to the convergence point where the update in our weight vector no more matters. So to explain what does the update equation look like, in the update equation we are using the rate of change of loss calculated with respect to rate of change of vector W multiplied by a learning rate and the whole value subtracted from the old weight value from the last iteration, and this whole new value, after the subtraction is performed, this whole value takes the new weight vector value. Again, in the next iteration, this new vector value will become the old weight value, and with respect to that old weight value or old weight vector values, will be again differentiating our loss function, multiplying it with the learning rate, subtracting the whole value from our old weight value at hand, and again we will be giving the new weight value to the next iteration. So this is how the update is performed. So we in the last step we keep updating the weight vector values using this update equation unless we reach the convergence point, or unless we reach the point where the update function does not change the value of the weight vectors significantly. So as already explained, in each iteration from, let's say at k we reach the convergence, so in each iteration from 1 to k, what we'll be doing, we'll be applying this update equation, wi new equals to wi old minus the learning rate multiplied by the derivation of the loss function with respect to each of the wi's at the last, at the wi old. The key action therefore in this step is about the computation of this value. The key step is about computation of this value, that is the delta value. Delta represents the partial derivative outcome when the loss function is partially differentiated with respect to each of the components that our normal vector has. So as already explained, our delta L with respect to W equals to the transpose of this matrix. Moving on, how do we calculate our delta L, which is the key action in this step? To find this out, let's closely re-look at our single neuron model. So if you see here, this loss function is actually dependent upon the output that is received from this activation function, and this activation function, the output of this activation function is actually dependent on the input that we are getting for this activation function. So ultimately, if you want to find out the rate of change of this loss with respect to the weights, you will have to calculate rate of change of this loss function, rate of change of this loss function with respect to rate of change of this activation function which is mentioned over here, and rate of change of, and further rate of change of the activation function f with respect to rate of change of the weight vector which is mentioned over here. Applying the chain rule of differentiation, if we multiply both of these values, what we will get is rate of change of loss L with respect to rate of change of our weight vector. Okay, so moving further, because we are using a linear regression case here, what does our loss function look like? So our loss function equals to the sum of the square of the difference between the actual and the predicted value plus a regularization term. For keeping the calculations simple, we will ignore the regularization part for now. So our loss function for linear regression in this case looks like only this part, okay, which is mentioned over here. So L equals to this. Now can we write this yi cap in a more self-explanatory way? So we know that the target value yi is the value predicted by our activation function or the model that we have generated using the activation function. So this is equal to, the target value is equal to f applied on the input coming to f. So what we can write, so this equation is similar to this equation. This equation is same as this equation. We have just replaced yi cap with function f. So finally our loss function for a linear regression model looks like this. We have ignored the regularization term and we have replaced the predicted value of yi cap as f. So that is the only change that we have made. So this is the loss function if we are using a linear regression model. The input that is being given to f over here is, just to recap, we have already seen in the start of this video how the function is an identity function in case of a linear regression single neuron model. We have already seen that, and we have seen the property of an identity function is that it gets the output in the same form as it gives the input in the same form as it gives the output. So we have seen that in linear regression the f is the function that we use is an identity function as it takes the input also in the same form and it gives the output also in the same form. So the input that we have the input that we get here for f is w1 x1 from this diagram, from our single neuron model diagram. The input that we get for this function f is w1 multiplied by xi1, w2 multiplied by xi2, w3 multiplied by xi3. Okay, so this can be generalized as so the input that we get is w1 x1 plus w2 x2 plus w3 x3, which can be generalized as w transpose xi. Okay, where xi is a vector of having d features, 1 to d. We have 3 features over here, so xi is a vector having 3 features, 1 to 3, so represented by xi1, xi2 and xi3. So our loss function over here, this can be rewritten as L equals to yi minus f having the input as w transpose xi whole square, and we take the sum from I equal to 1 to n. So if we need to calculate the partial derivative of this loss function with respect to w1, we'll have to apply the chain rule, which we have already explained. And this chain rule has 2 components. First component is about calculating our loss function with respect to the activation function being used. Please don't get confused, I use f and this f interchangeably, so please don't get confused. So these both are the same. So first of all, the first component has the loss function being differentiated with respect to our activation function, and then we are differentiating the activation function with respect to our weight vector. And because this is a partial derivation that will be happening for each of the component of our weights, W1, W2, W3, we are representing this differentiation as tau. And after calculating the two components separately, what we will do is we will multiply the values found out for both of these components, and that will be the value of dou Li, that is rate of change of L with respect to rate of change of weight vector. So in this first equation we have differentiated, we have found out the value of the first component. In the second equation what we are doing is we are finding out the value of the second component. Please note that differentiating this loss function to reach out to these two equations is very simple and easy, and if you're not able to differentiate this loss function to reach for these two components to reach to these two equations, then you are really not doing good at the calculus part, the basic calculus part. You need to learn differentiation well. Okay, so moving on, please do this on your own as a homework. It's very easy to do. It takes hardly 30 seconds or a minute to reach out to, even if you learn it from scratch. So okay, finally we have seen that our rate of change of loss with respect to the rate of change of the weight vector is calculated by multiplying the output that we receive in equation 1 and 2, and we'll be doing that to obtain the output. If you see this equation closely, this equation actually gives you the rate of change of loss with respect to vector component W1 for a specific point xi from our data set. But our data set has a total number of points from 1 to n, and we know that the total loss is given as loss at one specific point summed up for all the points from i equal to 1 to n. Therefore from using these equation 1 and 2, our rate of change of L with respect to rate of change of W1 will be equal to minus 2 yi minus yi cap, same thing, multiplied by xi, but here will be summing up the loss happening at each of the points. So this is what is dou L by dou W1, rate of change of. This is how the loss is being impacted with the change in our weight vector. So using this rate of change, using this formula or using this equation, let's call this equation 3, going back to our stochastic gradient last step. So that value, we have seen how using equation 3 this value can be calculated at each of these steps, and we can reach convergence using this update equation. And this is how the optimal weight Wi is learned using in the single neuron model using linear regression. So I know this particular video has been lengthy, and it may seem tough for the first time, but it's quite easy. It uses basic calculus rules, basic differentiation rules, and it forms the critical and the most vital aspect of learning neural networks. So you need to know it, you need to understand it, how the things progress, how the weights are learned, and you need to know at least up to this much depth. If you have any questions, confusions, definitely re-watch this video once, twice, thrice. It will hardly take every time 20-25 minutes, but what you will gain out of it is the complete theme or summary of how neural networks work. So do review it. If you have questions any further, please post that in your comments, like and subscribe the video. I'll definitely try to answer each and every single questions asked by you. Thank you and goodbye for now.